This video is sponsored by Skillshare. When people think of evil rangers, the first team they probably think of are the most iconic ones, like the Psycho Rangers. And I don't blame them, to be honest. They're some of the coolest and most badass teams in Power Rangers history. But how did they rise from nothing to becoming one of the most legendary villains out there? Let's talk about it. Yo, what's up everybody, it's Este here, welcome back to another video, and today I'll be giving you the history and the origin of the Psycho Rangers, one of the most popular Power Ranger villains of all time. So the creator of the Psycho Rangers are none other than Astronema, who was the main villain in the season Power Rangers in Space. And here's the weird thing, right? In the comics, we learned that Astronema actually used people that she killed or destroyed in Power Ranger terms as like the model of the Psycho Rangers, with Dark Spectre actually giving her the ability to do so. So after making them, they became loyal to Astronema in a way, basically calling her like mommy.
Mommy? Sorry, mommy? Sorry, mommy? Sorry.
And she was their mother in a way, literally giving them orders to go kill the Power Rangers. That's what silly kids love to do, destroy people. But she also created them for another reason, to dethrone Dark Spectre. And she did this by connecting the Psycho Rangers to Dark Spectre itself, drawing their power from this being, making him weaker with the existence of the Psycho Rangers. Literally, she would connect the Psycho Rangers to Dark Spectre, so as long as the Psycho Rangers are alive and well and destroying the Power Rangers, Dark Spectre is getting weaker and weaker with each day. She also made this evil team to link themselves with their corresponding in-space Ranger color. And they would do that by basically connecting through the brainwaves the in-space Rangers and the Psycho Rangers together, so that the Psycho Rangers know like their voices, can get their communicator signals, as well as figure out their energy and also adapt to all the different attacks and weapons that each Ranger has. So we saw this evil team battle it out for the good guys for 8 straight episodes in Power Rangers in Space. And that's a whole arc. Like, some evil Rangers don't get an arc like that. Like, Tommy got 5 episodes as the evil Green Ranger. Psycho Rangers got 8. I feel like a lot of people don't mention that actually. It was like really well integrated into the story, so other stuff would be happening in the in-space show, but the Psycho Rangers are still there. You know, they still gotta beat the Psychos. It was just really well integrated with the rest of the show. But with the Psychos being so powerful, they would overwhelm the Power Rangers each time they would battle, nearly destroying them for good. But Astronema would always pop in and be like, kids, dinner's ready, as in get your booties back home immediately. Now, even though they would be mad at Astronema for sending them back to base before nearly destroying the Rangers, they somehow never disobeyed her orders though. However, they would go on missions without her approval though. Kind of like a little gray area thing. She didn't say that we couldn't go destroy the Rangers, so we did. If this is your first time watching, what's up? I'm Este. Pleasure to meet you. This is me giving you a handshake. Subscribe and ring the notification bell to join the E-Squad today, the biggest Power Rangers fan base in the world. At least in my eyes. I love the E-Squad so much, I hope you can join us. But here's a big, and I mean a huge, weakness of the Psycho Rangers. Since their brainwaves are connected to the in-space Rangers, every time they fight the same color Ranger. Meaning like Psycho Red can only fight in-space Red, and Psycho Yellow could only fight in-space Yellow, etc. The in-space Rangers later found out this weakness and tried to use it against the Psycho Rangers. As in one episode, they all disguised as the blue in-space Ranger to really trick the Psychos as to who they were actually fighting. The thing to note is that each time a Psycho Ranger would get destroyed, they actually have their own monster form when they would grow big. Such as Psycho Red's monster form is a flame monster, Black's is a stone monster, Blue is a crystalline ice monster, Yellow is a spider/hornet monster, and Pink is a plant monster. So we first saw this with the Pink Ranger, who got destroyed first out of all the Psycho Rangers, with Cassie and as well as Ashley kind of figuring out, oh, there's a crack in the helmet, let's just go for that. They just went for the weakness. Psycho Blue later got destroyed because all the Rangers dressed up as the Blue Ranger. In that episode, we also saw the introduction of Psycho Silver, a unofficial 6th Ranger of the Psycho Rangers, one would say. Astronema realized the Rangers found the secret, so she attempted to compensate by providing the remaining 3 Psycho Rangers with vocal recognition software, allowing them to identify which Ranger was actually their opponent. And it worked, allowing the Psycho Rangers to go actually steal the Mega Voyager. However, the in-space Rangers later found out and took on the Psycho Rangers head-to-head, where we saw a big battle with 3 monster form Psychos, with a final fight with all 3 of the in-space Megazords. However, the spirit of the Psycho Rangers lived on as they became actual ghosts. Literally, they became ghosts in Astronema's secret city, turning themselves back to their normal Ranger form. However, the in-space Rangers kind of know the deal already. They like, oh, we destroyed you once. Like, we can literally just Do it again, because we know your secret. So they managed to counterattack the Psychos by zapping them into data cards. And this right here, the data card era of the Psycho Rangers, is where things got real. 1 year later, during Power Rangers Lost Galaxy, the villain Deviant has found the cards, resurrecting the Psycho Rangers once again, putting them under their control and making them stronger than before. You get the joke, right? And so they sent the Psycho Rangers to go defeat the Lost Galaxy Rangers, but the In-Space Rangers caught note of this, and I guess you know what that means. Team up time, baby. We saw the In-Space and Lost Galaxy Rangers team up and blast the Psychos away, with the Galaxy Rangers finishing them off with their Lights of Orion powered up super modes. And now a word from our sponsor. You know, instead of trying to take over the world, I say villains should try to learn something new. And for that, we have our sponsor today, Skillshare. Let me tell you something, guys. Skillshare is an online learning community with over thousands of inspiring classes for real working creatives. On Skillshare, you'll have access to classes of a lot of different topics, such as animation, illustration, and even graphic design. And most of these classes, by the way, are under 60 minutes, so they can fit into any schedule, even in your busy life. For this month, I want to highlight the class Finding Fulfillment, Using Pivots to Power Your Creative Career by author and podcaster Emma Gannon. From time management and financial planning, this can help anybody that wants to go pursue a creative career. And with no ads in any of the classes, you can focus on yourself and your creative endeavors with the countless amount of premium classes being introduced all the time. Because Skillshare is all about learning. That's what it was made for. So for all the E-Squad members out there, the first 1,000 of you to click the first link in the description down below will get a 1-month free trial to Skillshare to start your next creative journey today. So what are you waiting for? Take the next step in your life and start your creative journey with Skillshare today. Now, back to the video. However, this wasn't the end, especially for one Psycho Ranger, Psycho Pink, who was alive but heavily damaged. She would remove the control device that they put on him and go on to hunt both of the Pink Rangers. And this is where we got a little more integration with the Lost Galaxy story, because she would read Kendrick's mind and find the location of the Savage Sword, which is a sword more powerful than all of the Quasar Sabers combined. It's basically all of the powers of the Lost Galaxy Rangers combined into one sword, so you know how Psycho Pink could use this for her evil ways. So Psycho Pink went on to investigate, eventually getting hold of the Savage Sword. She would go on to battle both Cassie and Kendricks, with Psycho Pink focusing on Cassie because, you know, original enemy. Enemies for life, for lifer. She would absorb Cassie's energy to heal her wounds, and as well as stab Cassie's in-space morpher, taking in the energy of the morphing grid. And with all that, she would actually grow big once again into her plant monster form. And it would take both the Astro Megazord and the Galaxy Megazord to destroy Psycho Pink for good. However, at what cost? This cost the life of Kendrick's Galaxy Pink, who sacrificed her life to destroy the Savage Sword once and for all, so it doesn't get into the wrong hands. But was it worth it? Regardless, this wasn't the last time we saw the Psycho Rangers though. The Psycho Rangers returned once again in their new graphic novel called The Psychopath, which, nice play on words by the way, psychopath, psychopath. I found that funny when I found it. We first see them searching for Astronema, their creator. However, the setting of this graphic novel was long after Astronema became Corone and after a time as Lost Galaxy Pink. So at this point, the In-Space Rangers were done with. They were probably on their own mission exploring the universe. The Psycho Rangers still came back though, so the In-Space Rangers tried to search for him. Corone decided to go with them willingly, and that's when we met the true 6th Psycho Ranger, Psycho Green Trek. That's a whole different video if I'm being honest. And this guy was the actual 6th Psycho Ranger. Like, we saw Zane and In-Space do Psycho Silver, but that was just to continue the ruse of everyone disguising as blue. That was pretty weird. We can owe the Psycho Rangers having a third life thanks to Trek, the Psycho Green Ranger, who programmed them to make them more focused, reasoned, and loyal. But not just to one person, Trek or Astronema, but to the whole team itself, making them more passionate about each other as members. But it also made them loyal to their family, meaning that they loved their fellow Rangers as much as they love Astronema and Trek, with now Corone being their mother and Psycho Green Trek being the oldest Psycho Ranger. It made him Corone's blood brother, in a way, as they were both creations of Dark Spectre. Also, if you're enjoying this video, by the way, give this a big thumbs up, because 1,500 likes and I'll talk more about Evil Rangers. I know how much you love them, because me too. So with their new loyalty, we see them become a better team and more human than ever. We actually see human forms of them that we saw kind of briefly in Power Rangers in Space. Pink was the first one to recognize Corone, and she is now more self-aware and understanding of Corone's actions as Astronema. And she even has her own name, Nokria. All the Psycho Rangers have their own name now, by the way, except for Yellow, who is still kind of loyal to Trek, so no wonder that their name was still Yellow. However, Psycho Blue is now more go with the flow fellow, being straightforward and brutal, giving himself the name Axe. Well, for his love for axes, of course, because Psycho Blue had an axe, and what better way to name yourself after a weapon? I should call myself Dino Charge Morpher, I don't know. Psycho Black became more rational, being the smart one navigating the team, gathering intelligence and cultural data on all types of things, and his name is Photon. Lastly, we have Psycho Red, now being more calm, disciplined, caring, and overall just a more loyal ranger. Naming himself Virgil after the ranger team would watch some western movies, and he just named himself based off a character from there. It was really cute. It's crazy how much they love each other, but it's still crazy how much they hate the Power Rangers and their existence. Like, their mission is still to destroy the In-Space Rangers still, by the way. And when they do battle the In-Space Rangers, we see them more intelligent and stronger than ever before. Not being focused on a ranger color to focus onto, but just fighting them all with all their new ranger evil skills. And the power of family and loyalty. Dun 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 dun. But this didn't last for so long, as by the end of the story, Corone would actually kill the whole team. But this doesn't add sadly, by the way, because the Psycho Rangers are still alive, as they are reprogrammed now for a fourth life, and made them good guys, with moral. They can't say that about other Psycho Rangers, like Psycho Green, who's in prison now. Good on you, buddy. And the last we saw the Psycho Rangers with them in a spaceship, flying away from the madness to who knows where. And that, my friends, is the history and the origin of the Psycho Rangers. What do you think? Who is your favorite Psycho Ranger? Let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter, TheDonFuego. I'm also on Instagram, NotDonFuego. Have a good morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you're at. And of course, and as always, stay awesome, everybody.